Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to start a process design section. So in process design, the very first assignment is related to work party. So in this assignment we will be creating an employee work party. As we all know that what is work party? Work party is just um, a way of capturing participants related to any case. So if a lot of people, not lot, like if a person or anyone who is related to a case and wants case information, wants update about a case processing, then we capture the information related to that particular person as a work party. In general term, anyone who is participating in a case actively or passively can be considered as a work party. So in this exercise we will be creating an employee work party in HR apps application. When uh, the information is captured for employee in first step of onboarding case type, when we capture employee information, then we want to create work party of employee, so that any relevant information that has to be passed to employee as part of case processing can be done later on easily if we capture the employee information as work party. So yeah, this exercise is all about this. So let's see how to configure a work party. So I have basically let you know the business scenario. Now let's see what is our assignment. Uh, so we have to add the new employee to an onboarding case type as a party to the case, uh, and populate the work party with employee information from the create employee info form. To do this, we have to define the employee work party on the work parties rule from for the onboarding case, create a data transform named employee party to populate the work party with identifying information, and then configure the create employee record process to call add work object party API activity and add the employee work party to the onboarding case. So these are the three steps that we have to perform. So in the first step, we have to define work party, employee work party for onboarding case type. So let's start with the assignment. Uh, for in order to define work party, we have to go to application explorer, onboarding process, work parties, and within work parties we have this default work party rule. uh, all the default work party, like the default work party rule for any case type is named as pyCaseManagementDefault. Here we can see that we have three work parties, but none of them is active as of now. Um, so we have to create an employee work party. So I'll just click on add and employee. The role of a employee work party will be, let's say, employee party class. The party class, the class of the work party. Since we are creating employees work party, so we will uh, give the data class of employee data type, which is TGB HR apps data employee. Party prompt, new employee, and data transform. As suggested, we have to name the data transform as employee party. Employee party. So this data transform does not exist as of now. I will click on this crosshair icon and I will create data transform. So in order to populate a work party, we have to set a few very important properties. But since those properties exist in data party class, so we have to make sure that our data class of employee we have to ensure that our class of employee data type inherits those property. So I'll just open the class record from here and then change the class inheritance from tgb hrefs data to data party person. We do this because there is few property uh, that we have to set in order to configure work party, and those properties exist in data party class. So we can check what are those properties by just going to data party class, and then data party has these 5 child classes. So I have inherited my data employee class from data party person class. So within data party, let's check for the properties, and then we have all these properties that we can use in order to configure work party. Px party role, then py email one. We have to make sure that we set uh, values for py email one, py first name, py last name, and there are a lot of property py party label, then py work party uri. So these are the two very important property: py work party uri, py email one. And other than that, next important property is py first name and py last name. So we will populate these properties uh, from the data transform. So, and since the data transform is created within data employee class, so if we tried earlier to use these properties, it would have given us error because within data employee class we don't have these properties. But now since we have changed the inheritance from tgb hrefs data to data party person, so now we if we just use these properties which is defined in data party, then it will not give any error. So I'll click on dot, and then uh, when we click on dot, it shows first the properties which are defined in the immediate class. So here are these 6 properties that are defined in tgb hrefs data employee. When we click more, then it shows properties from data party class, and here we can here we will use py email. So we will set py email from source, like we have to set it from somewhere. So as you know that when we created an onboarding case, I'll try to create one quickly and then save. I have to copy the value of email that I have inserted here. So I can copy it using uh, these the value of email exists within pyWorkPage. So I'll just quickly go to Clipboard within pyWorkPage dot employee. We have this property called email. So I'll just copy this and paste it here and dot uh, email. Since we are using a page, but and this page do not exist in TGB HRFs data employee, but rather it exists in TGB HR apps work onboarding. So we have to mention the page in pages and classes. So here I will mention py work page, class will be TGB HR apps work onboarding, and other than that, other than py email, we can set the property for py first name and then py last name and py work py work or let's check that this is the exact same property, and then we will be using this page employee embedded page, and within employee we will copy the value in py first name from pyWorkPage.employee.first name here last name and pyWorkParty URI. URI means same as the email link. So you have to enter the value of email. Call superclass data transform, since we don't have an employee party data transform in its inheritance. So I can uncheck this and save. So my data transform is ready. I'll go back to py case management default work party rule. Here I have added record for employee work party, and VOE means visibility on entry. This we check whenever we want to uh, create a work party or capture work party whenever the case is created. But since uh, our work party is created once we capture the employee information here, so obviously it's not before the before this assignment, so that's why we have not checked this VOE option. uh, but after this assignment is completed, we have to make sure that we call the data transform uh, employee party data transform, which will create work party. Mm. So I will go to this create employee record process, open process, and here we have to add a utility, and this utility, name the utility as uh, create. Let's check what is the name suggested in exercise. Create employee work party. Create employee work party. Uh, the utility type is activity, and we have to call which activity? Add work object party, uh, the name of the activity, just click it somewhere. And since this is parameterized activity, it will ask for few parameter values. So what is the party role? Party role was employee. Make sure that you are entering the exact same role that we have mentioned in work party rule. So here is the party role. Party class, tgb hr apps data employee party model. So party model is nothing but the data transform. So before Pega 7, data transform was known as model, and that's why here we have to name the data transform that we want to execute. So this is the employee party data transform. So I'll just quickly copy and paste the name of the data transform. Party repeatable and party page, and all these fields can be left blank, and I will hit submit. So once we have captured the employee information in this particular assignment, we want this utility to be executed. So I will quickly remap my process. So yeah, uh, after completion of this assignment, uh, an activity will be called. The name of the activity will be addWorkObjectParty, and then this activity will internally call the data transform, employee party data transform, and that will create a work party for us. So let's check. I have saved this. Let's save this pyCaseManagementDefault rule as well. Let's close everything and then save and run. Okay. Record is stale. Refresh once and then try to save and run again. First name manager XYZ, start date, submit. And as we can see that we have captured the work party. Uh, this is SS Safsalim, and the party name is employee. So once we have captured the work party, we can use this work party to send any sort of information that is required in further case processing. And we can also verify this from our clipboard, uh, that what the work party creation means. So for current case data, we will check a pyWorkPage, and within pyWorkPage, which is of class work onboarding, we had all the information within this employee embedded page, and that's why we mentioned and we wanted these values to be copied in a work party. So for pyWorkPage, check for pyWorkParty page we have here. So we have only one pyWorkParty, which is employee. So expand this, and then we will get that these are the properties that got mapped or created when the employee work party got created. So px party role employee, py email one, py work party URI, py first name, and then last name. So these are the properties that we mapped using the data transform. Let's check for the data transform. Okay, we are in data party. Let's get back to TGP HRF's work onboarding within process work parties PY case management default. We have this employee party data transform. And we entered the value for these fields from the source. Uh, so yeah, we have done this mapping, and then uh, the employee work party got created. So I guess that's it for the video. I will once recall what we did from very start, uh, so that it gets solidified in mind. So first we went to pyWorkParty. We went uh, to application explorer within process work parties. Open the default work party rule, which is named as pyCaseManagementDefault. Here we added a record for employee party. We added party label as employee, role as employee. We added the party class, which is TGB HRF data employee. We have to make sure that the class that we are mentioning here inherits from data party person, or let's say data party only. But it's better to mention that what sort of work party it is. So data party has its five child classes. So a party has to be from any one of those child class. Party prompt as new employee, and then we have to create a data transform. The data transform will be created in the same party class, uh, and then we have to uh, mention at least not at least, but yeah, these are the four very main important properties that we have to mention while creating work party. And in order to populate these target values, we have to get the data from somewhere which is already present in the case, and those data was available within employee embedded page. And since this pyWorkPage is not part of TGB HRF's data employee, let's quickly show this pyWorkPage. I'll go to Clipboard, and then we can see that okay, sorry, mm, this is employee party thread. I will click on this O5, and now we will get to know that pyWorkParty page is of TGB HRF's work onboarding. And we can also check this within px obj class. So here in pyWorkParty, let's search for px obj class, and it is TGB HRF's work onboarding. So we had to mention the page and what is the class of that page here, and then we use dot property to access employee embedded page, and then we used the name of the property from which we have to map pyml1. So this is how we copied value from source to target. And once it was done, we saved the data transform, we saved the py case management default rule, and then we went to the process where this activity where the data transform has to be called. So it can only be called only when we have information available for employee. So after the first assignment where we are capturing all the employee information, then only we can create work party. So we went to the process and then created a utility, and within utility we call this add work object party. This is predefined, this is a Pega out of the box activity which we can use in order to create work party. This is a parameterized activity and which takes three important parameters, which is party role, party class, and party model. We have to make sure that we give the same values for party role, party class, and party model that we have given in py case management default rule. So here I entered values for uh, these parameters. And one more thing that we learned is that party model, the name of data transform before Pega 7 was model, and that's why we entered the data transform name and then submitted. And yes, that's how a work party is created in Pega platform. And this work party is of immense use. Once we capture work party, we can use that work party in order to send any sort of information that has to be delivered to that participant. So yeah, that's it for the video. Hopefully you learned the details why work party is created and how work party is created. Hopefully this video helped you. And that's it for the video. And in next video we will be um, proceeding with the exercise, and we will configuring a service level agreement. So yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you, thanks for watching, and see you in next video. Bye bye.